Hey, my name is Andrea, and I'm a NACHW CHW leader and CHW ally. Through continuing to encourage, embrace, and empower CHWs to be advocates for themselves and their work. Coming together as one voice and be unified nationally, we need to lift each other up and to hold hands to strengthen diversity, equity, and inclusion. As shown on our career pathway handout, we need to speak up and make sure that every CHW has access to training to help them feel equipped in topics such as social determinants of health.
My name is Philip Cooper, and I'm a community health worker, and I'm one of the leaders with the National Association of Community Health Workers, and I specialize in working with returning citizens. And the reason why I'm passionate about this work is because I have lived experience. I've had to navigate re-entering society myself, and it wasn't until I was in prison and I ran into somebody who I knew from the streets and seeing how they had turned their life around that I was seeing that it could actually happen. And so now I'm passionate about getting more and more people that have lived experience to get involved with being community health workers. And when I looked at the report, I seen that only 11% were men. And I know good and well there's a whole bunch of y'all men, y'all brothers that's out there doing this work, you know what I'm saying, bridging the gaps to resources, working on violence prevention, working on, decreasing recidivism. I know y'all are out there, and I feel like it's up to me to make sure that these brothers know what's up with community health workers, what we do, where we at, how we do it, and just have them join us in the fight. You know why? Because lived experience matters.
My name is Lucy Nguyen. I am a CHW working with Asian immigrant communities here in Austin, Texas. My community work in health equity and language justice is informed by my family's experiences as refugees navigating the complex systems in the United States and the thousands of others who share that same story. Based on our Advancing Diversity handout, 43.3% of CHWs identified as white, and 58.7% of CHWs reported providing services only in English. Our communities deserve equitable service delivery and access to life-saving care. Growing up, providers rarely shared the same background as my family, forcing my sister and I at a young age to be the cultural brokers and interpreters for complicated healthcare and financial matters, which can be so dangerous. We want to see CHWs mirror the diversity of communities that they serve. When CHWs share the lived experiences of the community, we can truly work to eliminate the cultural and linguistic barriers to access.
What up, though? My name is Gary Ringer, and I eat, drink, and sleep Blight. My passion is healthy homes and the built environment. T.D. Jakes says the community that surrounds a child is more important than the house they call home. Those tenets led me to become a certified peer support specialist. Unfortunately, my service has only been recognized from a volunteer capacity. NACHW national data shows one of the largest barriers to the success of CHWs is funding for our roles. Over half of CHWs reported this as a detractor to a thriving wage. This impacts the retention of CHWs. 50% of CHWs believe that the retention of community health worker title should be included in career advancement.
My name is Lucia Colindres Vasquez. I am a community health worker leader from Rochester, New York. I am a CHW trainer, advocate, and also a community organizer. I primarily advocate for community health workers' leadership because we know that if we are not at the table, decisions are going to be made for our workforce. I would like to highlight CHW pay equity. During a recent survey that was conducted on a national level, it showed that about a quarter of community health workers felt that they did not get paid equitably, and that is a problem. Also, 41% of those participants did not receive payment for their overtime. This is an issue, and we need to make sure that we do better for our community health workers. Also, we need to take a look at Medicaid reimbursement models for community health workers, and also compensation for lived experience, their knowledge of community, and also for the trust that they have with those communities.
I am Benina Battle, a community health worker with the National Association of Community Health Workers. I am a resident of Atlanta, Georgia. I live and have been working in a community that I served for about 17 years. I work to advocate, educate, and facilitate and motivate through lived experience. In our pay equity handout, over 25 states where CHWs live and work believe that the compensation provided is not equitable and does not provide a thriving wage to sustain themselves or their families. Georgia state-based organizations need to employ more CHWs, training them to lead national policy and change efforts to allocate those federal dollars towards addressing pay equity concerns.
Mi nombre es María Covernali, directora de Familias Triunfadoras en San Elizario, Texas. En el folleto El Camino de Nuestra Carrera encontrarán que las y los promotores de salud desean un incremento de salario en su trayectoria profesional. Yo soy la voz de los promotores de salud y hoy levanto mi voz en pro de la equidad del pago de los promotores de salud. Necesitamos salarios dignos por todo el servicio y el trabajo que desempeñamos para mejorar la calidad de vida en nuestras comunidades. Muchas gracias.
I'm Hope Dilladine Jones, a second chance citizen, empowering youth to be fruitful with their first chance in life. In the self-determination values and leadership and handouts, over 38% of CHWs impact policy to better our communities. Mobilizing community power, change impacts leadership, creates accountability to the beloved community, which makes us responsible for the well-being of our people. There's power in the people. People are the power. Salud.
Hola, mi nombre es Rosa Pérez, soy una promotora de salud comunitaria desde el 2011. Vivo en el condado de San Bernardino, en el sur de California. He trabajado en diferentes organizaciones. Actualmente estoy trabajando en Loma Linda University Health y el Sol Neighborhood Educational Center. Mi trabajo como promotora de salud comunitaria es ser el puente entre el sistema médico y los pacientes en la comunidad. De esa manera nosotros llevamos nuestra carrera hacia la equidad en la salud y así he llegado a ser un liderazgo como Community Health Worker. En el transcurso de ser un promotor de salud he dado educación sobre salud mental, nutrición, actividad física, diabetes, Alzheimer, salud dental y ahora que estuvo la pandemia estuvimos trabajando con el COVID, dando información sobre el COVID-19 y ayudando a las campañas de vacunación. Lo que me apasiona como trabajadora de salud comunitaria es ayudar a transformar mentes, corazones y acciones. Por eso te invito a que te unas a NACHW, que es la Organización Nacional de Trabajadores Comunitarios de la Salud. Gracias.
Hi, my name is Diane, and I'm a NACHW CHW leader. For over 30 years, I've been working in my community, advocating for all the needs of our community. And our community health worker self-determination values and leadership handout say that over 70% of CHWs identify that advocating for community needs and preferences is the top way CHWs express how we lead.